If you're showing up to client sessions and realizing mid-call that you forgot what they said they'd do last week, that's the thing we're fixing today, because the drop-in experience your client feels when things fall through, when they have to chase you for the next steps, when you show up to a session scrambling to remember what they said last time, that costs you referrals, and referrals are worth way more than any single client. Hi, I'm Samantha. If you're new here, I'm a systems and operations specialist, and I've worked with coaches across a lot of different niches. The ones who feel most in control of their business are the ones who have their backend organized. So that's what I'm showing you today. By the end of this video, you'll have a working Asana setup built specifically for coaches, a client management system for your one-on-one work, and a program management system for your offers and launches. The subscribe button is right below if you want more Asana tutorials. I'm all about them. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so for a coach, I recommend 3 teams to start. So the first team is going to be your client team. I'm going to create it in real time here. So we're going to call this clients. I'm going to put demo beside it because I already have one named clients. All right, so we're going to create that new team. This is where each of your active coaching clients gets their own project. So one project per client, every session and task for that relationship lives here. Okay, the second team that we're going to create is going to be for your offers and programs. So we're going to call it offers and programs. Now, this is where your group programs, courses, and launches live. Each offer gets its own project, and importantly, your launch preparation and your program delivery are separate projects. I'll show you why in a minute. The third team you're going to create, you're going to call My Business. This is for your own admin, your content, marketing tasks, anything that's about running your business rather than serving clients. Okay, so the reason that you separate clients from programs is that they operate on completely different timelines and task types. So your client work is recurring and relationship based, and your program work is project based with a start and an end. Mixing them makes both harder to manage. All right, so inside of your clients team, you're going to create a new project for each one-on-one coaching client. So you're going to name it after your clients. So we'll go here. I'll do this again with you in real time. We'll create this project. We'll call this one, I'm blanking on names. We'll call this one Samantha. Call it Samantha K after yours truly. Continue. And then we'll create a second one called Bob J. I don't know. It's just what my mind came up with. All right, so we'll create that project. And then inside each client project, you're going to create sections. So here's what I'd use for a coaching client. So you're going to start with client information, or info if you prefer. This is where you're going to hold everything about your client. So you can list out their goals here. So at the start of the engagement, you can note any goals that they have. You can put their contact information inside another task. You can put any notes, just general notes inside of a task. This can be from your intake form, or what program they're in, or their rate. And that's all going to go in the task description, so it's in one place when you need it. So right here, for example, if we click into notes, we're going to put intake form. You can link to this or just copy it right into here. Or if you're using Asana Forms, then you can have it auto-populate for you. You can have what program they're in and their rate. And then you have all that information handy for you right within their client project. Next, we're going to set up a section for onboarding. Now, this is like your checklist for getting a new client started, right? So you're going to put in something like send the welcome email, confirm contract is signed, schedule kickoff call, add to client portal, if that's applicable. These are going to be all the tasks that you complete right at the beginning so that nothing gets skipped when you're busy. The next section we're going to set up is for sessions. So your client sessions, your one-on-one calls, whatever kind of sessions you're having with them. This is a big part that coaches a lot of times miss, and it's the one that changes everything. So for example, you could have your 1 month check-in, not check-in, 2 month check-in, etc. So each coaching session lives in a task, as you see. You can include in the task name the session date. So like 1 month check-in, February 24th. I don't know, it's a totally random date that I came up with. And then inside the task, you can put in your prep notes so that you're ready to go before the call, whatever you want to cover, where things were left off last time. And then you can include your session notes after. And then the action items for that session go in as subtasks. So here you can have any action items that come up throughout the call. Things your client said they would do before next time. So, or things that you need to follow up on. When you show up to a session and everything you need is already there, their history, their homework, the thing they mentioned in passing 3 weeks ago that you want to circle back on, you feel like a different kind of coach, right? You're prepared and your clients feel it too. Now, if you want done for you templates that match exactly what I'm building, I do have a toolkit for you called Asana System Templates. It includes the coaching client template, offer management templates, and many, many more, all ready to plug into your Asana account. You can click the link in the description to grab it when you're ready. It'll save you a ton of time setting all of this up. Okay, then we might want to create a section for ongoing tasks. This is where you're going to put any recurring tasks specific to this client. So things like reviewing their work between sessions. So like review clients' work. Things like like weekly check-ins. So check in with client. If you check in with them weekly or daily or bi-weekly, however you do that. And then you can set it up as a recurring task here. So if you want this to be a weekly thing, you're going to select a date, set it to repeat weekly on every Friday, for example. This ensures that they're on your radar and never slip through the cracks. Okay, and then we can create a section for offboarding. So this is your checklist for when things with the coaching client wrap up. So things like send final summary or recap or whatever you call it, request a testimonial, deliver final resources. So they're still working even after they're done working with you. Highly recommend doing that. Remove access to wherever you have them, to client portal or whatever. Having this ready means the end of a client relationship feels clean and intentional instead of just trailing off. I can't tell you how many times I've been on the receiving end of that, not having a proper offboarding as a client to a coach, and it's not the best experience. You want to cleanly, nice and neatly wrap things up with them so that they feel supported even at the end and even ongoing. Okay, so now for your offers and programs. This is the part that's specific to coaches as a business type. You're building and launching offers, not just delivering services most of the time, right? And that needs a different kind of setup. So here's what I want you to see right away. 2 separate projects for the same program, one for the launch and one for the delivery. Let me show you what's inside each so that you can see why they shouldn't live together. Okay, so we're going to create a project for launch. So it'll be like program launch. Your program name will go here, program launch. So your launch project has a beginning and an end. It exists to get people into the program. So the tasks in here are things like write the sales page, set up the checkout link, write the email sequence, create the launch content, open cart, close cart. 3 sections work really well here. So you can have a section for pre-launch. This is for everything you build before the cart actually opens. And then you can have a section for launch week. That's for the active sales period, right? And then you can have a third section for post-launch. That would be for wrapping things up, archiving the emails, noting what worked, updating the sales page for next time. Once you close the cart, this project is basically done. And then your delivery project is completely separate and it runs for the length of your program. So let's create that project, blank project, program. Again, you can say the name of your program here instead of just program delivery. I like to keep the calendar view as an option here so that you can click into the calendar and see everything at a glance, what is going on in your program and when. Same with the launch one. Okay, so things that are going to go in here are things like record module 1, send a week 2 email, host a live call, deliver feedback on homework, send the wrap up survey, organize by week or module depending on how you structured your program. And then when you run this program again, which you should, you duplicate both projects and update the dates. The whole framework carries over so that you're not starting from scratch every cohort. Okay, so now you have a client management system where every session, every action item, every piece of client history has a home, and a program management system where your launch and your delivery are separate, reusable, and ready for the next cohort. But here's the gap in this setup. So, right now, your client is still in the dark. They're still emailing you to ask for links, wondering what their next steps are, not sure what they're supposed to be working on before your next call. So, if you want to stop the quick question emails and give your clients a high end experience where they can actually see their own progress without giving them access to your whole business, you need to turn this back end system into a client portal. And I show you exactly how to do that in this video right here. So, check that one out next. All right, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful for you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.